much for coming out and watching live streaming to catch my artist talk. I can't tell you what a huge honor and great pleasure it is to be able to exhibit my paintings as a part of Korea Remixed. I hope tonight to be able to give you a better sense of what painting means to me. As you heard from Dr. Shin, I have an educational background in accounting. I think seeing this image is a good place where we get started. Okay, so this painting that I made when I was in graduate program here at IU, particularly in my 4th semester of 3-year program. What I was trying to examine in this painting was symmetrical balance, colors, texture, and the grid-like geometrical structure. In addition, I was trying to figure out how my identity issues can be communicated with others within those visual elements. So much of my work has been informed by my educational experience and background in accounting. This particular painting titled Self-Identity, Duality, always remind me of a balance sheet. Have you heard of balance sheet in accounting? Yeah. So I can say now, I've learned to look at myself in positive way that I have a very balanced personality. Balanced personality with bicultural and complementary educational background and experience. But at the time that I made this painting, I was a little bit struggling with discomfort caused by kind of an ambiguity or ambivalence associated with my identity. So I was thinking a lot about how I can identify or define myself at the time. So I ended up use the grid or other patterns as a formal structure, not only as a formal structure actually, but also as a vehicle of speaking of confrontation or tension or conflict that I observed or experienced within the social context. At first,
Small, could you stay closer to the microphone?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You were losing some. Thank you. I won't hear everything.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear better? Okay, great. Okay, at first glance, art and accounting seem very different, I know, but I believe that they have a commonality. They both are considered as a language, a tool of communication. So while accounting is a business language that provides information about especially the financial information of the business of a business to various decision makers in our economical system, capitalism. But art, painting, is a visual language that provides the artist the opportunity to express individuality and communicate their ideas with the viewers and eventually to create a connection with society. So yeah, that's, I think, important commonality. And in addition to accounting, many of my paintings that have geometric feel are actually coming from my Korean heritage. So one significant source that influenced on my painting is Bujagi. So the Bujagi is the Korean traditional patchwork. So in this image, you are seeing my two Bujagi work, the two natural dyed textile pieces hung in front of my painting. So the natural dyeing course that I took here at IU, that was in my first semester here at IU. And that course helped me a lot to develop my artistic idea and approach, and also appreciate my relationship with the environment. So I can say that the design of my textiles came from the woven grid and the interplay of geometric shapes in Bujagi in the first place. But I also want to emphasize that these textiles demonstrate my connection to Indiana. So the design of the inner side of the textiles, especially the one on your right, the smaller one, that was created by the map of Alexia. So Alexia is adjacent neighborhood to Bloomington. It's pretty close to here, Bloomington. And that place was where I collected the natural plants for my natural dyeing. So I have lived in Bloomington, more than 10 years. So Bloomington, along with Alexia, became my second hometown. So coming from a very large city in South Korea, the natural environment in Indiana allowed me appreciate nature, and also to reflect on my Korean heritage that I had never cared much about back in South Korea. Okay, so another source for my geometric paintings is Korean traditional doors. So in this image, the book in front on the right, that is a collection of photographs of Korean traditional floral doors of Korean Buddhist temple. I was attracted by that amazing spiritual doors that shows the beauty of decency and simplicity and elegance. Okay, so this image, you can see how the design of Korean doors were applied to my painting. Can you see that connection? Yes. So often the doors, the image of doors and fences in my paintings serve to speak of a physical, psychological, or cultural barriers that I have experienced since I moved to the US. And some are based on my personal experiences. Okay. So I usually start my painting with different ideas and inspiration, but some are based on my personal experience and anecdotes. So I used them for a compositional idea or a metaphor to speak about a bigger story that is often related to socio-political issues. But the original specific stories are often hidden under my abstraction in my painting. Because I want that in my painting, the viewers see their own multiple layered images as reality. So I kind of want to give some room for their interpretation based on their perspective or experience. But I'm gonna share the story behind this painting with you. Okay. So it was the summer of 2018. I had an artist residency at Penland of School of Craft in North Carolina. And I often lost track of time for dinner because I had so much fun practicing my new painting skill with airbrush. Airbrush is kind of a spraying paint, and it was so fun to learn. So I was always late for dinner, and when I go to the dining hall, there was always a long line, and I had to wait for a long time, listening to my grumbling sound from my stomach. So one evening, I decided I should be the first one in the line. And I left my studio 10 minutes early and ran into the dining hall. But I was very disappointed, right? There were 3 people already ahead of me. They beat me. So the title of this painting is They Beat Me. And on the top of that, they were in the line inside of the building. And I know you may guess it was really hot late summer. And from me, I have to wait outside of the building. So so I stared at the door of the dining hall building with a sort of resentment. But actually, the door has a very beautiful lattice wooden work. Actually, yes. So I felt the door was kind of barricade or fences, and I expanded that little incident that can happen to anybody into a little bit bigger story. So the bigger story to talk about the barriers that people with diversity or otherness might deal with in society. Okay, so as for barrier, language has been one of the barriers that I have to overcome. And here I want to share an excerpt of the video that I made in 2018. Let's play. Okay, Is it okay? sound, yes. Could you help me sound on?
Or was it pause?
Yeah, I just pause. Yeah, push that. Do you want to go?
I do want to go
first?
back.
Okay, I can go back.
Can I go to the system preferences?
Yes.
Can I end it for a second?
Yes.
Give us 1 second. All right. We're going to try that again. And then do I press that down there? All right. Okay. There we go. Thanks, everyone.
Asymmetry. Asymmetry. Bizarre. I edited the video because it's very long. Yeah. All right. Okay, so now let's look at this image. Yeah, this painting is titled the same as the video, Language Barrier. And I hope that you can see a sense of the relationship between the video and this painting. Okay, all right. So now here, this is the image that enabled me to develop a body of work, a series of mind shop. So this image is about Checkered, a scholar's screen in the late 18th and early 19th in Korea. So I came across an image of Checkered from the Ashkenazi Museum newsletter during the studio visit with my former painting faculty, Tina Newberry, in the fall of 2018. And I'm very glad that finally this Korean screen is currently on view at the Ashkenazi Museum. and my show runs at the same time. So yeah, Checkered is one of a few Korean art pieces in Ashkenazi collection. So I recommend you visit the museum to see that amazing piece in person. Okay. And I researched, so after I saw the Checkered at the Ashkenazi Museum, I started research, the more Checkered images. And I found this visually striking image of another Checkered done by Jang Han-jung. In this image, I see many nice visual elements and principles. All the kind. The harmony, balance, contrast in shape and colors, patterns, repetitions, something like that. But my most favorite moment in this piece is the dramatic feel, created by the rolled up curtain and the disruption of the repetition. Created by the open section on the bottom right. So I borrowed those my favorite moments in this Checkered painting into my painting that you are gonna see in the next slides. So this painting titled Cabinet of Curiosity, the title of the show. That it shows the similar composition to my reference. But I used a more organic curved line for the shape and made the inner side look like somewhere between indoor and outdoor. Then I wanted to expand the idea of creating the ambiguous and paradoxical space on a large scale. Large enough to feel that you can actually walk into that space. So I started to make eight pieces of painting that were meant to be a single painting. So this is the photo of my former studio at IU. So you can get the sense of the scale of my painting. I miss this space a lot. Here you see the final piece. So this is the first 4 panels of the painting. So you see some details. And another 4 panels of the painting. I wanted this painting to demonstrate visual language game. For example, the tension between macro and micro things, and also which one is push forward and backward. All kinds of visual language games. I try to put everything in the large piece. But also paradoxically, I seek for Alexia. That is the title of this painting. So ataraxia is the Greek term for tranquility in mind, calmness in mind. So I hope to see kind of calmness from the emptiness in the center of this piece. Okay. And this is another mind shelf painting titled 0 Oclock. So you can see some recognizable objects and text in this painting. And they are all somehow indicating Korean culture and political situation. So here within the symmetrical composition, the misalignment of the shelves in the center brings attention into the divided, the two spaces. But the shield shape digital clock, which indicates 0 o'clock, connects the two spaces. And it is a little bit subtle, but the shape created by the cream line depicts two figures holding hands. Can you see that? Yeah. Do you want to know who they are? The little upside down text in my painting, I want to tell you where it is, but it is the clue for you. Oh, and the title 0 O'Clock, came from one of the songs by the K-pop group. Jiyoung, you didn't recognize, group BTS. Okay, so another mind-shaped painting you are seeing now, and the title is Autumn Notes. So instead of the leopard pattern that I used for the previous work, I started to use the tiger pattern for my work from that point. As you may know, tigers have been strongly associated with Korean culture and people. So I heavily have been using the tiger patterns for my work. This painting has something to do with the spring season in Bloomington. The title is Blooming. Although I visit to the Korean traditional culture for inspiration, I want my painting to evoke the digital world via hard-edged shape, bright and sometimes luminant colors, gradation, and geometric patterns. The physicality or materiality is the nature of painting that I have never overlooked. So my chase for digital aura with painting as one of the oldest art medium has probably caused by my the very unique trait of my generation. So I'm a Xennial. So Xennial is the generation sandwiched between Gen X and Millennial. So I remember pre-smartphone, pre-Wi-Fi era. So I have witnessed the rapid transition from the transition of the world from analog to digital. So my painting, demonstrate a very digital aesthetic with, the materiality, physicality. I'm gonna quickly show my process. The process show here, just a part of my process, not the whole thing. So this is my iPad drawing, and I sometimes use my iPad as an assistant tool of my painting for decision making of composition or color choice. And to create a texture, remember materiality is really important. So to create tactile textures, I mask a selective area, mold them with molding paste, and airbrush the area. And I mask the positive and negative shapes and go back and forth from one to another. Okay, in progress image, and the final piece looks like this. And the title is Better of Flowers. Okay, I made this painting, Heyday Three Women, inspired by my visit to South Korea to see my grandmother 2 years ago. Yes. Okay. This little 10 by 10 inch painting is titled Too Brave to Hide Away. Yeah, trying not to lose abstraction and simplicity, I sought to convey clearly the emotional conflicts between vulnerability and bravery that I have through this painting. Okay, solidity has been the word that I have been thinking about a lot, since this, unprecedented circumstance. And empathy and understanding are another one. So I heard that do not use the word humanity for artist statement, but I cannot say, I cannot help saying that my work is entirely founded on humanity. And for me, painting is the best way to communicate and share my experience and belief with others to create connection with society. Thank you for listening and coming. Enjoy my art. Thank you. Maybe, if you have any question, let me know.
Especially with those tigers. And so when you showed this image, I was wondering, okay, I can identify one animal as a tiger, but what is the other animal? And then what are you trying to express through having these two tails kind of intertwined?
So first, here you are seeing, actually this is the animal can be big cat or cat, and the other one is a dog. And cats and dogs is kind of, very popular pet. And I want to talk about through this painting is, as I said, empathy and understanding in terms of solidity. So when you say in solidarity, you have to have empathy and understanding about others, in other communities. So that's why I chose two different animals, sort of diversity, to show diversity. And the tails are, connected. And I thought, that can be kind of, clear message to demonstrate the connection. Yes, that helps. Yes.
I was very taken with your video of language barrier.
The video, yes.
And I was wondering, the words that you chose,
Mm-hmm.
are there any behind reasons for that? And also the person taking, crumbling the paper and putting in their mouth and ending the video with, I cannot remember now the term, but you ended with a specific word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are there any kind of processes or reasonings behind that for starting with one word and ending with the other,
Mm-hmm.
and the act of but truly?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a good question. So the words on the vocabulary card that I pretend to consuming, those were all the words that I heard from my critic. And I thought a lot of when I created the body of work that year. So so I can say those words are related to my work. And the last word is tightrope walker. So I felt that my work is sort of like tightrope walker. So that year that I made that video, my work looks like, do you remember the self-duality? Self-identity duality. So when people saw my work, some people are not happy with richness in that painting. And they felt I'm kind of very tight. So that word is kind of word mocking myself or my work. But later, laughing is really important part. I wanted my painting just to manifest any richness or tightness. I want to, my painting is a place to see more possibility and in an optimistic way. So the acting I left is very important and kind of symbolic, to me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Please go ahead down the hallway to the gallery. It's down the hallway and to the right, and grab some to-go bags with snacks on your way out. Thank you.